your ham radio. Welcome back, everyone. It's Freddie Mac, your ham radio crusader, and I'm back with another video. This one's a little bit different, but much more interesting. Has the potential to be much more interesting. Anyway, I was contacted by a fellow YouTuber, Colin Holdsworth, K0NNK. He has the Ham Radio and Networking YouTube channel. You should get over there and check him out, youtube.com /@ Ham Radio Networking, and check out his channel. He does all kinds of different ham radio stuff, and he's got a lot of interesting content. And he contacted me. And said, hey, I've got this new product I want to try out, and I want you to review it. Would you be willing to do so, to check it out and put it through its paces and see how good it is? Send me an honest review, and I get a free video out of the deal. So I appreciate it. I'm going to check this item out. I'm going to box it up, send it back to him, because he's going to be offering these for sale in the very near future. And I'll have all that information down in the description and later on in the video. But this video is the beginning of that quest, and I'm going to unbox it for you now, and we'll take a look and see what it looks like. Okay, let's get the Unboxinator 3000 here. Ooh. This is the package that Colin sent me, and of course I blotted out his home address because, hey, we're just going to make a nice long incision right across the top, very carefully, almost cutting away from oneself and not towards. Alright, check this out. Whoop, there's an antenna. Ooh, 3D printed case. I could see a dual band DVM in there, or not dual band per se, dual transmitter, dual receiver. Duplex board is what I always like to call them. Here's the other antenna. And a set of instructions. Very cool. Setup only if not pre-programmed. And I asked him not to pre-program my information so I could show all of you what the steps were like and walk through that. Plug in Ethernet cable and USB power and wait for 2 minutes. Go to the local address. If you have any issues, you can send him an email. Colin at k0nnk.com. Or you could direct message Valor24 on Discord. He does have a Discord server as well. Like I said, I'll have that information down in the contents. So this looks like a Pi 4 board. Interesting. I'm loving the colors. It's like this translucent chartreuse blue 3D printed case. Very nice, very nice. Okay. So, all right, so I'm going to screw on the antennas. Get them seated. There we go. It looks like the board may have taken a few punches in shipping, because it's in there kind of lopsided. There is an SD card inside, and all I need to do is hook it up to power. I wonder if it will set up the Pi-Star Wi-Fi access point. Some of these boards, when you get them, if you first fire it up with the new image of Pi-Star, and I think this may have W0CHP on it, I'm not sure. That's basically just a new interface for the Pi-Star software. If you hook it up, power them up, sometimes they will do what's called an automatic AP. You can access point into them through wireless and set the wireless information without having to connect an Ethernet cable. So I'm actually going to try that first, just to see if it's going to default to that, and that way we'll know how well it boots up. Let me get my Pi 4 power supply on deck here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got my power supply for a Pi 4 intact here, plugged in and ready to go, and we'll power it up. Okay, and I got the the Pi 4 power supply plugged in, and we're going to power it on. Seen a light blinking somewhere. Yeah, looks like we may be getting something to boot up here. And the key to this is to let it boot up and give it itself a chance to realize that it doesn't have an Ethernet cord plugged into it, and it will start its automatic AP process so that we can connect to it via Wi-Fi. Now we're going to try to type in the pi-star.local. See, pi-star.local. But let's do an HTTPS in front of that. Unreachable. How unfortunate. So let's close that. Pi-star setup and connect. Let's see what our browser tries to do this time. For some reason, it's trying to take us to msn.com. And I don't know why. Okay, well, we tried it the easy way, which is never easy. And we will hook it back up. I'm going to put a hard line in and an Ethernet cable, and then we'll reboot the device and see what IP address it pulls. Be right back. All right, that took a little bit. I got an Ethernet cable here. We'll now plug it into the device, put it on my local network, and we'll turn it off, and we'll reboot it. So it'll have a chance to correctly pull an IP address from my DHCP server on my local network. Powered on, boys. See where she goes. Okay, let's go back to the computer and let's pull up. I think I got advanced IP scanner. I think we may be ready to look for an IP address now, so let's scan the network. Success! Holy smokes! We made it in, boys and girls. Update available. The WPSD Digital Voice Dashboard. Okay, let's just sign right in. All right, now we're going to update. Okay, now back to the computer, and let's check our dashboard and see what. Oh, look at that. We've got a green light on both now, so I'm betting we're good to go once we get our device programmed in to check that out. So let me go get my Anytone 878 Gen 1. Hey, it's a great radio. I'll get it configured and we'll be right back. When I originally put these frequencies in for duplex, I put them in as if I were going to put them in a radio. So I need to reverse this because standard practices are that they be 500 megahertz or 5 megahertz apart in a positive direction on the radio, not the repeater. So I'm going to switch those two, where it's going to be receiving on 449 and transmitting on 444. So I'll come back down here, apply the changes, and I'll wait for the device to refresh. Okay, everybody, it's Freddie Mac, and I'm back with the rest of the review for the HamSpot by K0NNK, Colin up in Iowa. He sent it down to me to review. It's a dual, I keep wanting to say dual band, but it's a duplex. It's a duplex digital hotspot. Runs Pi-Star, but it also has this new W0 CHP interface that is aesthetically pleasing. Took me a little bit to navigate, but not too bad. If you're savvy with any of this just a little bit, you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. And Colin sends along some instructions to go with it, so you'll be all right. So first thing I did is I went over here, and this is the new interface by WPSD, or it's called a WPSD Digital Voice Dashboard, and there's my call sign. It's customized. And this, what we're looking at, is the dashboard. You can see the current last caller details here, and the local RF activity, which means the RF activity that came through your hotspot, and a little log of who's talking with what. Now, I've currently got it set on DMR, and I've got it on the Parrot. So let's just take a listen, shall we? K85 FMU, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. K85 FMU, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I get a little packet loss up here because my internet connection up here is not perfect. I'm actually working on that. But as you can see, it works. Now, there's also a thing called Simple View where you see just the basics. And here's my favorite, Live Caller. If you choose that, K85 FMU, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. You get a view up on the screen of who's talking.
K85 FMU, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
So if you want to put this on a big screen or something somewhere, hey, it's kind of cool. So to get out of that, I think we hit main dashboard. We come back to that, go to dashboard, and you also have an admin page. It's a lot like PyStar, which technically this is PyStar with a different face, the W0CHP graphic user interface, aka the GUI. But you can see here I'm hooked to DMR. I'm connected to the DMR net. I'm in the DMR mode, which doesn't mean you're on the DMR network. It just tells you what mode your board is set at. But we're in the DMR mode. We're connected to the DMR net. I know this because it's in green and not orange or red. And these other services that are running in the background is the firewall, the MMDVM host, the DMR gateway, the cron tab or the cron jobs, the time sync service, WPSD services watchdog, the auto access point. And what that is if you power up your Pi and it's not connected to a network or can't find its network that it normally connects to, it'll say, okay, I'm an access point now, connect to me, and you can connect directly to it with your device and configure the Wi-Fi so that you can get it on the network. Now, this is a duplex board, which means you can utilize time slot 1 and 2 in DMR mode. And I've got them both turned on, but I'm using time slot 2 just for simplicity's sake. The beacon's in net mode, and there's my DMR ID, and my color code is set to 1. And I'm currently connected to Brandmeister 3102. So what we're going to do, we're going to change this over to YSF and see how that does. So let's go to config, and we're going to come down here to the MMDVM host modem configuration. We're going to turn on YSF, and you notice as soon as we make a change, you get this nice drop down toolbar. It's like, hey, we're going to make a change. I just want you to know. So I'm going to turn off DMR mode. I'm going to turn on YSF as I said, and we're going to apply the changes. Before we do anything else, we want the board to be in the YSF mode. And this will take a second to update. Okay, saving and applying changes. Page will reload once complete. Please wait, and there it is. So, just so you know, if you buy one of these hotspots from Colin, the proper modem type selection is MMDVM _HS _ hat by DB9MAT, DF2ET, and D07EN for Pi GPIO. And I show you real quick on the overhead. I key up. Yeah, I think we're there now. And we are! Did you see that? We got that nice little System Fusion thing showing up there. And now we have a Yaesu, let me just put it back over here. Now we have a Yaesu System Fusion configuration page, and we're set for America Link on WiresX. Uppercase host files are enabled, FCS network is enabled, and WiresX pass-through, if you want to do that, you can. Enable a DG ID gateway. That's a new one on me. Enable, disable the DG ID gateway. Leave me a note down in the comments to kind of explain to this old man what that means, because I'm not familiar with that. We're not going to do any network options, but I am going to turn on the WiresX pass-through, and let's apply it. Okay, so we're going back down here to Yaesu System Fusion config. That's all in. Let's see if we can just type in Parrot. Oh, would you look at there, Parrot. Hello, Parrot. We'll enable that and give it a chance to update. I don't mess with this enough, but that's why I'm crusading back to ham radio. As you can see, the the unit will display offline as it is updating, but once it's done, we can go back here and make sure our changes took, and appears that they did. So let's go to the overhead and let's test the parrot out. KD5 FMU, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Volume was turned down a little bit, but I get my display information on the screen. It's hard to see there, but let's do this. Kilo Delta 5 Foxtrot Mike uniform. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
Lazy dog. Kilo Delta 5 Foxtrot Mike uniform. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
I love how YSF will put your call sign up there, and as it repeats it back, you get the call sign of the person talking. Anyway, as you can see, let's go back to the overhead. See if I can zoom on that just a little bit more. As you can see, the two antennas. Let's key up again. Kilo Delta 5 Foxtrot Mike uniform, testing 1, 2, 3.
Kilo Delta 5 Foxtrot Mike uniform, testing 1, 2, 3.
The hotspot itself tells you there that it's in the YSF Yaesu System Fusion mode, and my radio parrots back my audio. This is a nifty little device Colin's putting together. I have built a few Pi Stars in my recent career as a ham radio operator, but I have never built a duplex board setup. And he's onto something here. He 3D printed a nice little case. It's on a, I believe it's a Pi A4, and it just works. You can set a screensaver here if you want to. I've just got the little simple scroll bar there going on. But what this does, the duplex board gives you time slot 1 and time slot 2 uses in DMR mode. So you have more options, and it reacts exactly like a repeater does. Technically, this is a DMR repeater. If it put out more than 10 milliwatts, it would be effective a wide area repeater. These are considered local area repeaters because it will have a footprint of your house and your yard and work quite nicely. I can go down into town and hear it, but it doesn't hear me that well because it's just not built to do that. Now, if you were to put on external antennas and run them outside, it might actually work a little bit better that way, but it's just more efficient to build an actual repeater with a Pi Star controller on it, which we're going to get into in another video actually. But this little nifty device is awesome. If you're interested in purchasing one of these HamSpot hotspots, you can go to hamspot.square.site and you will find K0NNK's website there. We have some other items for sale as well, but the HamSpot will be available for purchase soon, if not already. So go over there and check it out and take a look. They're very well priced, so I think you'll be satisfied with what you get. Go over there and check it out and give K0NNK a good review on his YouTube channel, which I'll also put down in the video description. So in the meantime, I just want everybody to be aware this is not a paid review. This is a total standalone review. I am sending this hotspot back to Colin. This is a loan for me to evaluate only. He's not compensating me in any way. I gave him an honest review for an honest product. Folks, it just works. And the new interface, I must say, the new interface is amazing because I love this live caller situation. You could put this up on a big screen, hook it to your HamSpot, or however you want to do it. And K85 FMU testing. Just talk on it.
K85 FMU testing.
Isn't that cool? I also had it on America Link and just let it run, and it would display everybody up here on the, their call sign, their flag country of origin, their information here from QRZ, and the other system information for the board as they talk. So, I mean, this is a pretty neat deal. All right, folks, so there it is. The HamSpot by K0NNK. Go over there and check him out at this website address and get yourself a good quality hotspot at a good price. This is Freddie Mac, wishing all the good signals to be yours, saying 73s and ham on, y'all.